Some say as long as there's a tag saying made in China, the bag can never be luxury. However, in fact, more than 80% of the luxury bags in the world are made in China. But those luxury brands just won't acknowledge that. They take almost finished bags from China factories back to their own factories and just do the repackaging and logo installing, something like that. That way, the bags will appear at their boutiques as made in Italy or made in France. You know, those sophisticated European countries, which make you feel mysterious, royal, and thus luxury. Now, close your eyes. Let's just do a little, very easy experiment in your head, okay? Imagine that you have an Hermes bag, and suddenly the label on it changed from made in France into made in China, while everything else, like leathers, zippers, and hardware, remain the same. Do you suddenly feel that your bag is not as luxury as before? If you do, that means you have been misled and poisoned by the market campaign of those luxury brands for too long. Welcome to the real world.
Luxury has always come with a price tag, and for the longest time, we were happy to pay it. After all, the promise was clear: heritage craftsmanship, European elegance, and impeccable quality. But recently, TikTok has been buzzing with videos that expose the smoke and mirrors behind many of the world's most prestigious fashion houses, and it's forcing fashion lovers everywhere to rethink what luxury really means.
Your factory only costs you 1,000 USD, but even better quality and craftsmanship.
Have you guys seen those TikTok coming out of China? They're exposing the entire luxury industry, and it's nothing like what we thought. Turns out, most of these so-called luxury brands, they're made in tiny rented factories. Yeah, you heard that right. They just rent a little workshop, start cranking out products, and then slap on a fancy label like Chanel or Louis Vuitton. That's it. That's the big luxury secret. I was honestly shocked. If you haven't seen those TikToks yet, you need to. Chanel, Louis Vuitton, all those designer brands we always see on celebs, they're made in China and then shipped here to the US to sell for thousands.
So it looks like China just put the final nail in the coffin of the death of the luxury market. Did you guys catch the video of the guy who named all the top designers? He said Hermes, Chanel, Prada, Louis Vuitton, they're all made in China. And they basically manufacture the bag almost to completion. They ship them to France or Italy, and then they just slap a designer tag on it and upcharge it. We kind of already knew this, especially with last year's Dior debacle, but I think we're in the find out stage of the China-USA trade conflict, and we're gonna find out.
A wave of viral content has peeled back the glossy surface of the luxury industry, revealing that many designer pieces are manufactured in places you'd never expect, and often at shockingly low cost. Despite tags that proudly state made in Italy or made in France, insiders are revealing that a large portion of production actually happens in countries like China, Vietnam, and Turkey. So how do brands get away with it?
Child, the Chinese manufacturers are online spilling all the tea there, letting y'all know how everything is made so cheaply. Now listen, everybody knows that things are made cheaper over in China. That we've already known. But what you guys probably don't know, and I work in fashion, so I don't know if I should spill this tea, but I got to spill it. What y'all probably don't know is, let's just say you buy something, very expensive designer, and it says it's made in Italy because you expect it to be made in Italy. But in most cases, 80% of it was probably made in China, and then they ship it over to Italy for the last 20%. I know. Now you know. I'm a stylist. This is why I don't ever pay full price for designer items.
I don't understand why a lot of y'all are surprised that a lot of these luxury brands also sell off-brand items of their own stuff. Like, I low-key thought this was common knowledge because, like, I've been knew this since, like, high school. I don't know, maybe because I'm in the tech field, but I've been knowing that all you're doing is just paying for the label or the logo. And, like, we were taught about this in high school. Like, my history teacher, I don't know how we came to this conversation or how we got to this topic, but It was about China, right? And he was explaining why everything came from China and how China imports everything, right? And essentially he was just explaining the immoral things that these big corporate companies do to overcharge stuff that we buy, which is why a lot of these luxury brands are still at a net positive, even if they don't sell a lot of their expensive items. Like, you could have bought that bag for $1,000, right? That $1,000 that you gave to that company, they could make about 100 of them bags, and all they do is just slap their logo on it. And you could buy that same bag without the logo on Alibaba or something. And just think about it like this: that pack of great value Oreos comes from the same company that makes actual Oreos.
According to international trade laws, if a product is assembled or value added in a country like Italy, it can legally be labeled as made there, even if nearly all the materials and initial labor come from elsewhere. So a handbag that is mass produced in China might be shipped to Italy for its final stitching or packaging, and from there, it's suddenly transformed into a European luxury piece, at least on paper.
You know, my favorite thing was to come out of all of the Trump tariffs, that China was like, okay, tariffs, got it. But also, all of your luxury shit, like Hermes, is made in China. And then it's shipped back so that that luxury brand can like put a tag on it. All of your shit's made in China. I'm not a luxury guy. Like, I like nice things, but I've never been one to like go out and spend thousands on something stupid, like a handbag for clout. 'Cause I'm a boy. Anyways, different topic. I love the fact that China chose to retaliate by dishing the tea. Like, everybody that thought that they were getting these luxury brands were just products of like a huge assembly line. Like, I love it! Seriously, a $300,000 handbag? Are you kidding me?
Hi, this is your Chinese TikTok spy, and I wanted to ask people here on TikTok, has your algorithm lately been pretty much videos from China, basically showing you the secrets of the luxury goods market? But to be honest with you, I'm actually an American citizen, but I love the fact that China is just basically being very, very petty and exposing the entire luxury goods industry. For example, brands like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Balenciaga, Hermes. And I find it pretty hilarious and pretty petty that they're basically trying to just bypass these large companies and pretty much just encourage people to do direct to consumer. And personally for me, I actually don't really have that many luxury goods. I mean, I have like a belt, I have like a jacket, and I have like shoes from like Burberry and like Ferragamo. But it's really interesting to see how China is just basically trying to battle this entire trade war here with us here in the United States of America. And I'm actually living for it.
The Chinese are fighting back in more ways than just tariffs. A series of TikToks are going viral about shopping directly with Chinese suppliers, skipping over and leaving out the American middlemen like Amazon, Alibaba, AliExpress, and even luxury stores. Chinese factories and suppliers are even making videos directly targeting the American consumers, showing them exactly how much the goods are to make and how American companies are scamming them out of money. One viral example shows the costs of Lululemon's activewear. The Chinese suppliers say for the $100 leggings you can actually get for $5 or $6. And one creator said the Chinese are about to out-capitalism the US. The videos from Chinese suppliers also cover luxury goods like designer handbags, showing them the production process and highlighting the craftsmanship. This comes at a time where the Louis Vuitton factory in Texas, which was opened by Donald Trump and LVMH bosses, has been ranked globally as one of the worst performing factories. Due to poor craftsmanship and errors, they're wasting around 40% of all the leather hides, which is more than double the expected rate. There's also accounts of workers using hot melting pins on canvas to conceal errors, as staff are encouraged to work as fast as possible. They even struggled to recruit workers for this factory in Texas as there was a shortage of skilled workers in the US. This is a scary moment where we are witnessing two capitalist giants and the right to consume anything whenever people want. So I do hope this shows the premiums that we are paying and that we need to know more about the craftsmanship, quality and provenance of our things.
The most jarring revelation isn't just where luxury goods are made, it's how little they cost to make. TikTokers have broken down cost to retail comparisons that show handbags costing as little as $45 to manufacture being sold for upwards of $1,200. The markup isn't about better materials or ethical production. It's about brand perception, marketing, and the fantasy that's being sold along with the logo.
The only time I will ever say thank you to Donald Trump is for starting a trade war with China, because now that means that the girlies can get their Lululemon leggings for a quarter of the price. I think it's hilarious how China is clapping back. Good on them, because America really thought they did something by cutting ties with China. The only time I will ever say thank you to Donald Trump is for starting a trade war with China, because now that means that the girlies can get their Lululemon leggings for a quarter of the price. I think it's hilarious how China is clapping back. Good on them, because America really thought they did something by cutting ties with China, as if China needed them to survive and thrive like they haven't already been doing for the past couple hundreds, thousands of years. Will America make it back from this? Will America be able to continue thriving? I don't know. China will. China will. I don't know about America though.
Dear customer from the South Africa, Botswana, Namibia, Zimbabwe, Congo, Mozambique, Tanzania, no matter where you're from, follow my step. Not medium guy, not runner, the luxury factory from China. What's up me now? I share all my category to you. Don't waste your money to buy the stuff from the medium guy, okay? Trust me, follow my TikTok. Thank you so much.
What's more telling is how the public is reacting. TikTok's comments sections are filled with buyers questioning the value of their designer items, asking whether they've paid for quality or simply for clever branding. The mood is shifting. Consumers are becoming more label conscious than brand loyal, with many now looking to smaller artisan brands that offer genuine transparency about their production process.
After the US called China a peasant and tell them how low quality the products that's coming out of China is, China fought back in the most pettiest way ever. And now every other video on my For You page is someone over at China where the suppliers are like, you want luxury brand? Yeah, we make them. All they do is just slap a logo on and you guys are paying 10 times more the price for just the logo, but we have the same quality and we make all of this shit for you all. Like, you want Lululemon pants? Yeah, we make them. You're just paying $100 for these Lululemon leggings, but it only costs $5 here in China. And they are telling people to just go straight to the producers and just buy it from them. Then there's another video, they're like, oh, you want to avoid tariff? This is how you avoid tariff. Become a personal shopper. Come to China with this 200-day free visa and become a personal shopper and just say these are all personal items and they won't tariff you. Like, okay, China, way to go below the belt. But also now this is like gonna be telling me something that TikTok is gonna be 100% banned now, because America is just going to be like, no, they're trying to take all of our business away because they're telling the truth.
This rise in awareness might mark a turning point in the luxury industry. As quiet luxury gains traction and flashy logos begin to lose their shine, one thing is becoming clear. Transparency and authenticity is the new flex. The illusion has cracked, and now consumers want the truth stitched into every seam.